Would you like to start your Modern Warfare Zombies match like this? After it, you are able to pack-a-punch your gun, increase its tier, and put in some perks, so from the get-go you are ready to go into the medium threat zone. I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare Zombies, and I have gathered in this guide many tips that will help you in your gameplay of Modern Warfare Zombies. If you find any of these helpful, then like the video, it does help us with the YouTube algorithm, and share this with your friends. Starting from the basics as starting your match. Okay, so you are dropping in for your first match. You still have a 1 plate, a basic gun. Your first objective right here should be pack punching your gun, which basically upgrades your gun to get more ammo and more damage, and making it ready to go into the medium threat zone. And to do that, you need 5,000 credits. And the easiest way to get credits within the first zone is by doing HVT contracts, which basically mark a boss on the map for you. And each HVT contract on the low threat zone will give you 2,000 credits. Between 2 HVT contracts and a few looting here and there within buildings, you will be pretty much ready to pack a punch your gun. Just grab a vehicle, go to the nearest pack a punch machine, and get your gun ready for the higher threat zones. Once your gun is pack-a-punched, even though you are still having a 1 plate, you can go to the medium threat pretty easily because your pack-a-punch gun will kill zombies way faster, and the medium threat zone will have better loot for you. So instead of doing contracts in the low threat zone, do contracts in the medium threat zone because it will give you 50% more credits and better rewards in general. Alright, so right now, since you are in the medium threat zone, you may want to find a 2 plate. Now finding a 2 plate is very similar to how we used to find a 2 plate in the MZ. If you are not familiar, if you go to any building with lockers, the lockers usually have a medium backpack and 2 plates. This method is very dependent on RNG though, so if you want to skip that part and you want a verified method to actually get a 2 plate and a 3 plate, then I recommend do 1 contract in the medium threat zone, and once you get to that 4,000 mark, you will be able to get a 2 station and a medium backpack, each for 2,000 credits. Another method of finding a 2 plate, but this is also more dependent on RNG, by clearing infested strongholds. And for these, I recommend that you have a gas mask or a stim, and all you gotta do is clear all the spores. And whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, just run away, kill the zombies outside, and go back in. There is no time limit on doing this one. Once you're done with all the assists on the walls, the game will reward you with these boxes, which will have a certain tune to them, you can hear that, and more often than not, you will find a 2 plate or even a 3 plate. Talking about stims, there are some other utility that you could use that will help you quite a lot within the tactical department. Notably the decoy grenade. And why you might think, what would the decoy grenade do? What it does is whenever you throw a decoy grenade, all the zombies around that decoy grenade run to it and they change focus from you to the decoy grenade. And this could come in super clutch. In case your teammate goes down and you need to revive them, then you can just chuck a decoy grenade 10 meters away or 15 meters away and just get that revive done. By the time that decoy grenade is done with, you will be able to get that revive done. And you can also combo a decoy grenade and a semtex to get a monkey bomb effect. Which, talking about monkey bombs, if you don't know monkey bombs, they do take a little bit to arm, but again, what they do is that they attract zombies all over for about 10 to 20 seconds, I think, and then they explode and kill a bunch of zombies. So always pick these up when you find them. They can come in super clutch. Take a little bit of a pause of talking about the in-game stuff, and let's go back to the menu, because I want to talk on how to build your gun for zombies and how to bring in perks with you into the game before you even start. So let's talk a little bit about building the gun. What you need is to fix your build on hipfire. More often than not, you need to keep a wide field of view. You don't want to get surprised by a zombie coming from your left or your right, and you want a wide field of view most of the time. And that's why hipfire is super important within zombies. And what also helps within this is tac stance. So the basic things that you need on your gun is an attachment that helps with hipfire and tac stance, such as the Cronin groove shot or the Merc foregrip or the pineapple. Lasers for hipfire are really good. If you can use the hip shot, that would be really good. Here is an example of how I built my gun, and you can see how tight the tac stance spread is on this. I can practically snipe with this gun on tac stance while keeping a very wide field of view. Oh, and regarding the magazine, don't always use the biggest magazine that you can because you still need to run, and if you have a really large magazine, it might actually hinder your running performance, which will make zombies catch up to you much more, increasing the chance that you might die. I always prefer a medium-sized magazine. And if you're worried about pack-a-punch only adds ammo to your gun without adding an extra weight to it, so you will retain your mobility with pack-a-punch, but you will get double the ammo. gun set, let's talk a little bit about acquisitions, because if you know what you're doing, you can actually pack a punch your gun right off the spawn, which will make things easier for you as you go, because you can just go straight from the low threat to the medium threat where the stuff exists. And basically how you do that is by using acquisitions. And these are things that you extract in between rounds, or you can take them from the stash in with you to the round. And basically how you want to manage your acquisitions is that if you are starting off the match with some acquisitions, then make sure to use them at the beginning of the match. But if you are towards the end of the match, make sure to preserve these acquisitions for the next round, because all the perk-a-punches and tier upgrades and perks and all of that, it all washes off once you extract. When you come back, you have to start all over again. If there's 10 to 20 minutes left into the round and you are just considering extracting, do not use your acquisitions. And to give you a quick explainer on each acquisition, what it does, the Ethereum crystals pack-a-punch your guns, the rare Ethereum crystal pack-a-punches your gun to 1 tier, the ether tools upgrade the gun tier, which increases the damage on the gun, and you can see that by the color of the gun on the bottom right, white being the weakest, then green, then blue, then purple, then legendary, which is orange. And then comes the ammo mods, and these pretty much give you additional benefits to certain bullets. Ammo mods such as brain rot will allow you to turn zombies into friendlies every now and then. There's cryo freeze, which will slow the zombies, napalm, which will add extra burning damage, and there's a couple more. You may want to test them out. By implementing these strategies, you will have a very good gun off the rip, and you will have an entire hour to use that gun to complete whatever missions that you need. Which also a really good tip about missions is that try to focus on them. They tend to be pretty rewarding, they give you a bunch of XP, and they keep rolling, so whenever you do one mission, you don't have to go back to the menu and choose another mission. It just auto rolls for you. So whenever you complete one, make sure to look at the map and see on the left what mission are you on right now and what's your progress. Since we're talking about in-game stuff and we talked a little bit about acquisitions, perks are also considered as acquisitions. So let's talk about what are the most important perks that you really want to look forward to. One of the biggest and most important perks is Juggernog, that gives you an extra 100 health. Many of these perks are actually available in machines all over the map, so make sure to look for those, and most of them cost 2,000. There's Quick Revive. Quick Revive makes reviving teammates twice as fast, but it only makes you heal twice as fast. So combining Juggernog with Quick Revive could actually prove very beneficial for your survivability. One of my favorite perks is also the Fast Hands one. I actually don't know the name of that one, but basically it allows you to plate up faster and reload faster, and it can come in insanely clutch. There are some other perks that you may want to explore for yourself, but these are the most important ones in my opinion. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the mystery box. Something that I found pretty consistent about the mystery box is that it actually gives you better guns the more time passes into the match. This is something that we've noticed, me and my friend, when we were coming in at about 20 minutes left into the match. We actually got legendary guns for almost every single spin. And the mystery box can be a very good source of guns, because if you have a gun that is not unlocked yet, you can use the mystery box to get that gun, and if you extract with that gun, you actually unlock that so you can use it in your insured slot. So you will get one gun with attachments in your contraband stash and another version of it in your insured slot without attachments if you want to. Which, talking about that, you could also use your contraband guns. You do not have to use the insured slot to level up your gun and unlock attachments. Talking about unlocking attachments, there's this new way of unlocking things in Modern Warfare 3, which is called the Armory Challenge. And how you want to go about this is that any attachment that you want to unlock that you see this symbol on, just click on it to activate it, and then when you're in the game, press escape and check what the challenges are. Once you finish enough of these challenges, that attachment will be unlocked for you to use. Alright, hopping back into the game, there's something that is very underutilized, and that is turret circuits. If you find a turret circuit, keep it in your backpack. Sometimes things can get stressful, and if you find a turret nearby, you can just plug that turret circuit into that turret, and that turret will absolutely decimate zombies. These could also be very helpful when you are going against bosses, since the turrets will clear out the small zombies, allowing you to focus on the boss. For our final tips here, I would like to talk about teaming up and how you can utilize that to get bigger teams. So there are two ways to team up in this game. If you are near a friendly, make sure to use your ping button and go to the right to invite people into your team, or hold your ping button and go to the one to the bottom right to request to join another team. In case your team left you, for example, or they just died somewhere and just left the game, you can join another team by requesting to join them, and anybody from the other team will just accept that you will join their team. And in case things go south, you could always plead for help, especially if you're holding some really good loot. Let's say you already have a 3 plate and you don't want to lose that. If you are dead, you can always plead for help, and if there's a squad nearby, hopefully they will come and rescue you. You could choose to join them or not, your choice, but at the very least you will get a second chance in Modern Warfare Zombies. Again, if you find any of those helpful by any means, then please like the video, it does help the channel quite a lot, and subscribe for more Modern Warfare Zombies. Have a good one. Goodbye.